Good evening. Welcome to the Pearl Report. I'm Diana Lin. Taiwan just elected its first woman president. Tsai Ing-wen, who chairs the opposition Democratic Progressive Party, beat the ruling Kuomintang, whose popularity has been dwindling over the past 8 years at the helm. Billy Wong reports in Taiwan, many believe Tsai's victory is due to the incompetence of the incumbent president Ma Ying-jeou rather than her own superior capabilities, and a massive injection of fresh young voters disenchanted by the KMT's friendly cross-strait ties.
Four years ago, Tsai Ing-wen lost to Ma Ying-jeou by 800,000 votes.
你可以哭泣，但不要泄气。下一次，我们一定走完最后一里路，好不好
？4 years on, Tsai Ing-wen unseated the Kuomintang, beating its candidate Eric Chu by more than 3 million votes.
我曾经说过，我拼了命也要把各位的泪水转换成笑容。各位，我们都做到了。如果你的眼睛还有泪水，请大家把它擦干。我们一起用快快乐乐的心情来迎接台湾新时代的开始，好不好？我知道这些年来，你们对蔡英文有一个小小的抱怨，就是大家认为我太过理性，从来不公开表达我的情绪。所以在这里我要跟大家说，如果大家真的很高兴，那我们就大声的为台湾欢呼一次，好不好？我们再一次用行动告诉全世界，台湾等于民主，民主等于台湾，对不对？
The election turnout reached 66%, lower than 4 years ago. Tsai Ing-wen of the Pan-Green camp scooped up 6.89 million, or 56% of the votes. In the blue camp, Eric Chu, 3.8 million, or 31%. And People First Party's James Wong, 1.58 million, that's nearly 13%. The KMT used to dominate northern Taiwan, while the Greens were relegated to the south. But in this election, the KMT even lost its bastions of the capital Taipei and New Taipei City, where Eric Chu was mayor. On Saturday, Chu bowed low in conceding defeat.
对不起大家，朱立伦让大家失望了，我们失败了，国民党败选，我们努力不够。
对不起，抱歉，对不起，对不起大家。
我即刻宣布辞去党主席的职务。我要彻底的自我检讨、自我反省。我深切的祝福蔡英文主席跟民进党能够在胜选之后，带领中华民国，带领台湾走向更幸福、更美好的未来。未来，我们也要扮演好监督反对党的角色。国民党会做一个忠诚的反对党。
我相信政党之间除了竞争
I believe that further to competition with each other, political parties can work together to establish a framework for discussing major policies. We will put political polarization behind us and look forward to the arrival of an era of new politics.
Tsai spoke strongly on Taiwan's cross-strait and global positions.
But I will build a consistent, predictable, and sustainable cross-strait relationship. We will work towards maintaining the status quo for peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait in order to bring the greatest benefits and well-being to the Taiwanese people. I also want to emphasize that both sides of the strait have a responsibility to find mutually acceptable means of interaction that are based on dignity and reciprocity. We must ensure that no provocations or accidents take place. Our democratic system, national identity, and international space must be respected. Any forms of suppression will harm the stability of cross-strait relations.
59-year-old Tsai Ing-wen grew up in Taipei. She studied at the National Taiwan University and the Cornell University Law School. Her PhD thesis from a London School of Economics was on international trade. Returning to Taiwan, she became the youngest associate professor at the National Changchi University.
For Dr. Tsai's popularity, the voters really see her as a genuine person. And she very skillfully and she's very capable in presenting herself as someone who really has good governing experiences through her position and also abilities to represent Taiwan in the international arena.
She participated in talks on Taiwan's entry into the World Trade Organization. She served as Minister of the Mainland Affairs Council. After joining the DPP in 2004, she became Vice Premier in President Chen Shui-bian's cabinet. But soon, the DPP was engulfed in a corruption scandal involving Chen and his family. Tsai took over the reins of the debt-ridden party in 2008.
DPP had debts of 200 million Taiwan dollars. Tsai inherited a handicapped party awaiting revival. We had lost control over most cities and counties and had only 28 legislative seats. We had no chance at all.
Under Tsai's leadership, the DPP grabbed 68 out of 113 seats at the weekend's Legislative Yuan election. Her presidential victory came after defeats to Eric Chu for mayor of New Taipei in 2010 and to Ma Ying-jeou for president in 2012. In the past 4 years, Tsai's geared herself up for the top job by founding a think tank, touring Taiwan doing community services, and visiting various nations to gain diplomatic support.
Well, Tsai, one of many reasons. I think major reason is still the failure of KMT. We could already give Ma Ying-jeou the presidency, the power for 8 years. But after 8 years, we are not satisfied, especially the economic performance. Now, GDP growth last year, actually, Taiwan was less than 1%. Young people, the salary just stopped, very low.
Disgruntled voters normally do not translate their disgruntled vote to the opposition because the opposition also has to present good policies that voters feel that will make their life better. You cannot say that people vote for her because they're angry at the KMT.
Traditionally, the northern Taiwan, including Taipei City here, is a major support base for the Kuomintang. But the election results shows a shift in the balance of power between the blue and green camps. 36-year-old Eric Chu is a logistics worker in Songshan, Taipei City.
I've supported the Pan Blue since I was young. I am the Republic of China, and the ROC is the Kuomintang. I profoundly support the ROC, ruled by the KMT. I bring the national flag of the ROC with me on my travels.
He still keeps souvenirs from President Ma Ying-jeou and Vice President Wu Dengyi from a lost election. But for this election, he voted for Tsai Ing-wen.
Taiwan's economy under the KMT in the past 8 years didn't thrive as much as it did before the year 2000. Youngsters are suffering, and I hope to find a capable statesman to lead the country. Although I still have doubts about Tsai Ing-wen, I have hopes. I don't distrust Eric Chu. I don't trust the KMT behind him.
Taiwanese have long been dissatisfied with President Ma Ying-jeou's governance. Re-elected in 2012, Ma implemented several controversial policies, including importing beef from the US amid food safety concerns, as well as raising fuel and electricity prices. Before Ma even took office, the DPP staged demonstrations against his governance. His popularity ratings plummeted from 38% to below 20% in half a year and never rebounded. Falling from grace, Ma Ying-jeou was absent from most KMT election campaigns. At the weekend, the KMT became the opposition and also saw its seats in the Legislative Yuan decrease from 65 to 35.
I don't think they can function as well as an opposition party, no. KMT is different from DPP. Although DPP was a minor party in Legislative Yuan, but they fight, they jump on the speaker's desk, they lock the door, they do everything, they fight against the KMT's members. But I don't think KMT member legislator will do that.
Now with DPP dominating both the executive and legislature,
DPP should take the full responsibility of the government performance. It's very risky. The spirit of democracy is check and balance. So now you lose the check and balance from Legislative Yuan.
Coming up, the DPP's social media warfare. Tsai Ing-wen on cross-strait issues.
请问蔡主席，您到底接不接受9·2共识
？9·2共识是一个选项。
That and more after the break. Stay with us.
Welcome back to the Pearl Report. The Democratic Progressive Party has long advocated Taiwan independence. Will strides taken to narrow cross-strait differences under the KMT widen again with Tsai Ing-wen as president? Producer Billy Wong reports in Taiwan, many of the 1.3 million first-time voters support Tsai Ing-wen because they abhor close ties across the strait.
In 1998, Wang Daohan of the Mainland's Association for Relations Across the Taiwan Strait and Ku Chen-fu, leading Taiwan Straits Exchange Foundation, met for the second time. Tsai Ing-wen was among the delegates. The following year, President Lee Teng-hui proposed a two-states formula. Mainland China suspected a move towards independence and cross-strait relations sagged. Tsai Ing-wen helped draft the two-states formula, but on the hustings, she avoided talking about nation-to-nation status.
我所主张的其实是一样的，就是维持现状。民进党没有否认1992年两岸会谈的历史的事实，9·2共识是在2000年才出来的一个名词。
It advocates one China with multiple interpretations, but it became a tool for opponent Eric Chu.
蔡主席，您到底接不接受9·2共识
？9·2共识是一个选项。
Well, in the beginning, probably you'll keep our status quo, Depends if Tsai Ing-wen accept 92 consensus. DPP and Tsai Ing-wen, they don't want to accept one China. They try to invent other term to substitute 92 consensus. But will Beijing accept that? Depends on Beijing's attitude. And of course, I think Beijing should also review their policy. If Taiwan cannot do this, Taiwan cannot do that, how can you persuade young generation you are friendly?
现在我们很多的外交关系的维持都要看中国大陆的脸色，这是一个国家应该会有的现象吗？
我们两岸休兵，那您的意思是未来要重启战火吗？
Say anything very vague does not express clearly. How can you be a president like that?
Some say she's vague on cross-strait policies. But in this election, looking at her policy presentations and debates, she was the only candidate who discussed policies seriously. Someone so well prepared won't be vague.
就是我们秉持相互谅解，能够求同存异，让两岸关系能够继续走下去，这个不够清楚吗？
Tsai Ing-wen is critical of last November's summit between Chinese President Xi Jinping and Taiwan President Ma Ying-jeou, billed as a meeting between equals.
看完马习会之后，我相信大多数的台湾人民，都会感到非常失望。马总统带着黑箱的疑虑出发，还有台湾人民自由选择的权利，不过他都没有提到。因为这几年在两岸政策上，人民对政府并没有信心，也绝对不愿意看到又一次的黑箱决策的过程。
The cross-strait service-strait agreement was also slammed as a black box operation because it was screened by a KMT-dominated legislative committee in 30 seconds. Student-led protesters demanded a clause-by-clause review, spearheading the Sunflower Movement. 1 year ago, more than 10,000 people, mostly students, occupied the legislative yuan here to protest against the cross-strait service-strait agreement and Ma Ying-jeou's administration. And in this election, the young protesters became a strong force in voting down the Kuomintang. Who do you support in the election?
Tsai Ing-wen.
Tsai Ing-wen.
Tsai Ing-wen.
Tsai Ing-wen.
The election saw about 1.3 million newly registered voters aged 20. That is 6.9% of 18 million eligible voters.
I like her because I trust her policy.
I think she cares more about the public issues.
Because I hate KMT.
I think she will be the power of change.
First-time voter Daniel Chang, aged 20, participated in last year's Sunflower Movement.
When we sit in front of the legislative room, those police hit us with a very long sticks. Many people pleaded harshly during that period. These 8 years, we thought that KMT government was too close to the Beijing government. Preserving our autonomy might be the origin of action.
For young generation, they probably feel they should separate from mainland China. They feel why Taiwan's economy should rely on mainland China.
Mainland China and Hong Kong together account for about 40% of exports and 20% of imports of Taiwan, the largest share among all countries.
I don't think DPP is competent in cross-strait relationship and economic affairs. You got the turbulence between Taiwan and mainland China. How can you make sure that economic growth will be stable? Mainland China, their local industry is getting stronger and stronger. So actually they threat Taiwan's industry. The young generation probably feel the competition. We are not satisfied with KMT. No, our salary is so low. We are not afford to buy a house.
Increasing housing supply is one of Tsai's key policies.
我的安心住宅计划有一个很重要的目的，也就是要让每一个人都能够负担得起，又有居住品质的房子。我会在8年内办理20万户只租不卖的社会住宅。
Have you thought if you change DPP, because they are so, ideology oriented, don't you worry that economic will become worse?
请大家不要拿台湾的未来来出气。
Daniel Chang was raised in the family of Kuomintang stalwarts. His dad, Professor Chang Kuo-ming, joined the KMT when he was in high school. But even a dark blue supporter like him does not approve of Ma Ying-jeou's administration.
Very bad. I say performance is below the people expect result. He seems not care that people what people want, what students want. I don't know what he is doing.
But he campaigned and voted for Eric Chu.
And I believe Mr. Chu has ability, can do better than Ma. He was Taoyuan mayor He do a good job. He's very good administration experience. He has very good personality.
For old generation, you're afraid of taking the risk, changing the whole political system. For young generation, I think it's quite different. We embrace the diversity. 92 consensus. I think it's a bit far from our daily life, but this is not only issue we should focus on. We care about the social issues,
such as gender equality.
Among these candidates, Tsai is the only one who supports the LGBT community. This is the one reason why I voted her. Taiwan is the most promising country to legitimize same-sex marriage. It's very important for everyone to gain the basic rights from his daily life.
Young voter support is key to Tsai Ing-wen's victory. Her election center here in Taipei is decorated in a youthful style with these interactive devices. She also has a creative team to help boost her popularity in the social media. Li Ho-ching has the DPP Media Innovation Center that campaigned for netizens to change their Facebook avatars to Tsai Ing-wen's photo. He thinks traditional campaign rallies are dominated by elderly people. Young voters are lured through the internet. One of their most shared videos is about schoolgirls taking off their skirts. It was inspired by a protest at a girls' school in Tainan, in which students shed their skirts to fight for their right to choose what they want to wear. These schoolgirls became first-time voters. 21-year-old Lian Yiting, a DPP campaign intern, helped promote the party in the social media.
The video reflects that young people can fight for their rights, and that's also what DPP thinks young people want.
Young people really truly hate when you trying to shove things up in their throat. The video is trying to entice them that, you actually have the power to participate and to make changes, and this is your chance.
I voted for Dr. Tsai because I think she listened to youngsters. Tsai is more transparent because she reveals all the policies and her vision and the donations and the expenditure on her website. Her transparency will attract youngsters.
Well, thank you for watching our show. It will be re-aired on Monday and Saturday, as well as on tvb.com. Until next time, from the Pearl Report team, good night, good luck, and good health.